Alright, what is up guys? So today we are diving into the Entitled Parents subreddit. We are gonna be going over a post called "My Family Disowned Me 15 Years Ago. Complete no contact. Now all at once they want back in my life and are stalking me. I finally confronted them." Sounds like a roller coaster, so let's get right into it. Disclaimer. Part of this is from a post on AATA that was removed, then added to the events of today. I don't know if this goes here. I just needed to get it out. I confronted them today and I can't stop crying or shaking. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me right now. I'm finally calming down a little to get this done. So I 36 male got into some trouble 15 years ago. I take all the responsibility for this, and even to this day I carry all the shame, guilt, and embarrassment for it. Also, this might come up. This is not cultural or religion. It's just shame to the family name. The situation when I was 19, my ID was stolen and being used in another state and created a situation where my driver's license was suspended nationwide. Somehow any and all notifications from the other state never made it to me. I started doing all the necessary things I needed to do to try and fix the problem. I however had a couple of tickets in my current state that I needed to pay but couldn't because I needed to pay my rent and keep my apartment. Also at the time my full-time job was having problems and was borderline shutting down, so to try and make ends meet I was doing a lot of freelance work as well. Again, my fault. I knew the company was in trouble, but I was still holding out hope that things would get better. I was hoping that a couple more freelance jobs and I would be able to finally pay the tickets. This was never the case, and the long story short of it, I was arrested and spent 2 weeks in jail. Not ideal, but I guess in the long run it worked out for the best by clearing the tickets in my home state. However, my family felt otherwise and I was completely disowned because of this. I lost everything and everyone. The only reason I still had my apartment was because I had enough to cover the rent and the freelance work kept up. It took another 6 months, but I was finally able to get the other state to release my driver's license. I decided that since my family hated me I didn't need them, so a year later I changed my last name, phone number, and email. My social media is locked down so tight you would think I was hiding national security secrets. I was able to finish college and get settled into my career, and at this point I'm happier than I have ever been. Enter current time, and 2 weeks ago there was a knock on my door and it was my mom and dad. Again, it had been 15 years and I hadn't spoken to them not one word. The only thing I could get out of my mouth was, "How did you find me and what are you doing here?" My mom's response was $5 grand to a PI. Finally, a search of Facebook with just your first name found you and the PI confirmed it was you. I responded, "You didn't answer my second question. What are you doing here?" My mom again. "It's been 15 years. Looking at where you are, it seems you have learned your lesson and you are succeeding. You've missed out on a lot of things." I ended with, "Yes, I have learned my lesson. One of them is don't think anyone will ever help you or be understanding. Even your family. And yes, I did succeed. And I did it entirely without you. Please leave and don't ever come back." Shut the door in their face, locked it, checked the back door, and closed all the curtains. I'm guessing they hung around for another 15 minutes knocking, demanding to be let in. I went back to bed, turned the fan on high, and went back to sleep. I did some research, and I have missed out on a lot. I have nieces and nephews, brothers and sisters-in-laws. But the truth is, I don't know any of them and I don't think I need to. I live a very quiet life. I can count on two hands how many friends I actually have. A friend said I may have taken it too far. That I should have given them a chance, and if I didn't like what they had to say then I could have told them to go away. I was hoping that this was going to be the end of it. But not they have taken to stalking me. I'll be completely honest. They are harmless, but just a real pain in the ass, and also I have been fucking with them and having some fun with the help of a friend. He now calls them fleas and will check on me asking if I have fleas or not. It's kinda funny. If I say yes, then it's game on. The first night he came over and we walked downtown to a really expensive restaurant that I knew they were never going to go to. Another night we went to the porn store. That was the best one. This past week, the way my days off fell, I had a 5-day stretch, so I decided to go to the city for a few days. I'm walking distance to the Amtrak station and they followed me. I kept my AirPods in the whole time and I know they were trying to talk to me, but I ignored them the entire time. People on the platform even were telling me that they were talking to me, and I said that I know, but I don't want to deal with them. The train came and I got on and left them to watch. I loved it. It got to the point I finally had to acknowledge them. They weren't going to go away, so we met at the park across from my apartment. I didn't hold anything back. I told them this was the one and only time I was going to talk to them. I took a page from the Matlock series and told them I was their judge. I was their jury. Thank you, Olympia Lawrence. I then told them that as far as I was concerned, they were guilty of anything and everything, and all I was doing was hearing what they had to say before I walked away from them. I asked them that why now after 15 years they are demanding to be back in my life and why they made the decisions they did to disown me. They told me that I ruined the family name and that the shame I brought to the family was horrible and that this was the only way to make it right was to get rid of me. They said that recently my name has been coming up in conversation and that the family has grown with a lot of new people. That brother and sister-in-law are asking questions about who is Brinley. That I have a niece who they think I would love and get along with, and the same for a nephew who was born last year, and now should be the time to fix things. They said that looking at my apartment and the life I had that I must have learned my lesson about being a better person and managing my life better. I finally cut them off and told them that I couldn't stand to hear anymore. I was at the point I could hear my heart beating in my ears. I told them that I did everything completely by myself. Nobody from that life exists anymore. Not one person. That they just need to tell everyone the truth, that I was in jail for 2 weeks and because of this the decision was made to get rid of me. I told them that I did it all on my own and that my one cousin Jean, who is only a cousin by marriage, was the one who was there for me, hence why I took her last name. I told them that to this day I'm doing everything on my own and rely on nobody and don't need or want them in any way of my life. They made their decisions and I'm making mine. I told them this will be the last time we talk and that I would be going to see a lawyer to see if there was anything that could be done to keep them away from me, and that if they continue to follow me around or show up at my apartment I would have them arrested for trespassing. And I went back home and again locked everything down, pulled the curtains, and have been crying since. Okay, wow. That's a lot to unpack. 15 years? And now they want back in his life? After disowning him for something that happened when he was 19? Dude went through all that, rebuilt his life from scratch. Sounds like he's doing pretty good. Changing his name and everything, locking down his social media. You can tell he was really hurt. But stalking him? That's just messed up. I like how he messed with them. Porn store, that's classic. Good for him for standing his ground though. Still, sucks that it messed him up so bad. Hope he gets some peace. Let's jump into the comments section and see the reactions. They disowned you over a couple of traffic tickets. The real damage to any honor they have is that they didn't help out their son when he was in financial trouble. I'm willing to bet that they want money from you now that you're living a good life. Sorry for the delay. I picked up some extra hours at work. I can't say it's money. If they were able to drop $5,000 for a private investigator, then they are not hurting financially. And even if they were, I'm not giving them a penny. Many have said it could be medical. That's their problem. All my organs and tissues are staying where they belong. From my understanding, questions have been asked. Lately my name had been coming up in conversation and people are asking who is this person and why have we not heard of him before? When things were explained, this did not go over well and has resulted in some arguments between my brother-in-law and the rest of the family. You don't have to forgive them. You're welcome to forget them. It's all they deserve. Get a restraining order, violate them on it a couple times, and go on with your life. Decide how you want to respond to any of these new people reaching out. But it's okay if you give them just a polite "no thanks, I'm good," and go on with your life. I told them, don't ever show up on my doorstep or I'll throw them in jail and then they can experience what I did. They didn't like that too much, but I'm hoping that that was all it will take. I'm going to see a lawyer and see about having a cease and desist notice sent to them. Maybe getting a letter from a lawyer will slow them down. Damn. Good for you for getting where you are despite your family. I cannot get over the fact they disowned you over the license thing. My sister did some shit and was arrested and was in jail for a while. Not once did any of us think to not be there for her. My mom did everything she could to help my sister, and while we weren't happy with the path she chose, we stood by her. That was years ago and she has turned her life around. I'm sorry they weren't there for you, but you should be damn proud of where you are now despite them. I don't expect anything from anyone. I only had 2 people who stood by me until one of them said I was too much work and that she just didn't want to deal with me anymore. Enter my cousin Jean. My hero. She is only related by marriage, but she was there every step of the and never once even to this day said anything horrible. I'm just beyond grateful for her. All it takes is one person who believes in you, and your cousin Jean is that person. She's your family. For the record, I'm an aunt and have a nephew, so I will always be there for him no matter what. Give her a big hug and let her know what she means to you. I know she will appreciate it. I hope you found this story and the comments interesting. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos.